Mediterranean collection today. Subway, fresh is what we do.
When you get up Monday,
it's Veronica Johnson's 7-day getaway as we visit her favorite spots around the DMV.
Plus country singer Ty Herndon joins us live in our studio.
Monday starting at 4:25 on Good Morning Washington, where Good Mornings start.
We know enough to say that this was an act of terror and an act of hate.
They heard about 20 shots.
Get out of here.
Oh my God.
My son hasn't been heard from, so I don't know if he was left in the club, if he got shot.
It was just like a scene from a horror movie.
I think we have to continue to explain to people this is the new face of the war on terror.
The most important thing we can do right now is pray for everybody.
Now, ABC 7 News at 11, on your side.
Heartbreak, anger, and a search for answers. Good evening, I'm Kimberly Suiters. Tonight, so many questions remain after that deadly attack on a gay nightclub in Orlando. Across the country and here at home, vigils to remember the 50 lives lost and in solidarity with the 53 others who were injured. Here's what we do know tonight. The gunman, identified as 29-year-old Omar Mateen. He is an American, but police say he pledged allegiance to ISIS. His ex-wife describing him tonight as very confused and short-tempered. And his father says his son recently expressed anti-gay sentiments. Tonight, an entire country is struggling to come to terms with what is now the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history. Our coverage begins with ABC's Marcy Gonzalez.
Look at that, just shooting back and forth.
Utter terror inside this Orlando nightclub.
Oh my God, they're all shooting back and forth.
A lone gunman armed with an assault rifle and handgun killing 50 people, injuring more than 50 others.
Everybody just dropped to the ground and then people started running.
There was bodies everywhere and I was crawling. I just kept crawling. It was literally like a scene out of a horror movie.
And I just played dead.
The nightmare in this gay bar and nightclub lasting 3 hours. Dozens of people held hostage, some sending heart-wrenching text messages to their families.
And please come get us out because he's about to kill us. So he said he was going to die and he loved me. That's the last thing I heard.
Tonight, many of those families still agonizingly waiting for word on whether their loved ones survived.
I don't know. It's terrible. He's my only child.
The gunman killed at the scene, identified by investigators as 29-year-old Omar Mateen. Law enforcement officials say after the shooting began, he called 911 to pledge his allegiance to ISIS, the terror group's propaganda news agency claiming Mateen was an Islamic State fighter, although there was no indication the attack was planned by ISIS.
And federal officials say he bought the guns legally within the past week. Now, the scene here still blocked off as authorities now remove the bodies and work to identify the victims. Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Orlando.
In the wake of the shooting, police departments did increase security at Pride events here in D.C. and around the country. We spoke with people at today's festival and concert on Pennsylvania Avenue. They told us the added police presence was a comfort. There was also a moment of silence for the victims and the survivors at the start of the concert. At the White House and around the country, flags have been lowered to half-staff in honor of the victims of the Orlando massacre. Across our area today, tributes to those lives lost. From signs that read, "We stand with Orlando" in the heart of DuPont Circle, to a candlelight vigil outside the White House. Support for the victims was strong during this Pride weekend. Our Roz Plater has a look at the growing tributes across the region.
The large crowd began gathering around 8 p.m., set against the backdrop of the White House where the flag flies at half-staff. Members and supporters of the LGBTQ community held a candlelight vigil remembering the victims of that early morning mass shooting.
They were people with hopes and dreams and aspirations, vulnerabilities, just people like you and me. And
a smaller group met at DuPont Circle. Someone posted a large sign on the fountain saying, "DC loves you, Orlando." People embraced each other. Some sat quietly.